Alrighty, I had to play the ad early just because I have no idea when these guys are actually going to start. Welcome, guys, to Sharks taking on Team Reapers. Now, we've had a little bit of a tech issue, so as you can see, Reapers are starting with 4 players. Their 5th has apparently been starting as PC for the last, like, 20 minutes, so maybe they need to win this tournament, and the minors, so they can afford a decent PC, would be nice. So they've opted to start this with 4 players. I mean, at this point, our original scheduled match was 50 minutes ago, but I think we're 20 minutes late, give or take. So they pretty much had a choice to start as 4 or lose the game. So they decide instead that they do want to start as 4. And when I say the original start time was 4, I mean my time, so 50 minutes ago. So as we come into things, obviously a huge disadvantage in every single round. And what I expect from Team Reapers is going to be the slowest strategies you've ever witnessed. Late round pushes with 20 seconds left on the clock so that they optimize the amount of time that they have to get their 5th back on the server. That's pretty much what you want to see. They're taking individual fights. Net actually comes in with an opening. You have to remember Sharks are massive favorites coming into this. Not only a team that we're all more familiar with, but definitely one that dominates this scene much more than, I mean, this is my first time seeing Reapers. That said, I'm pretty sure I've seen Netum before. The others I'm not too familiar with. Nice shot there onto Brut as Exit quickly moves over towards short. Not looking for exits this time, though. It's all about the kills and quickly connecting them. Finishing off the round with a defuse. But again, it's just about delaying time. That's what Reapers are really looking for coming in with a man disadvantage. There's not a whole lot you can really say about them. I mean, they're essentially losing the opening duel at the start of every round without getting any information or opportunities to refrag because the player just isn't here. It's a big yikes. Noah, what's up, my dude? So there's a massive delay in the stream. There's the word. So sadly, I won't be able to talk to you guys as actively as usual. It's a little bit upsetting, but it is how it is. Coming into this round, a couple of deagles bought up again. You're just going to want to see them flex a little bit of aggression. Show show Sharks rather that they're here. They've got weapons that can do damage and keep them back, so that again they delay as long as possible to keep them rolling. But it's definitely going to be a long couple of rounds while we wait for their 5th player to get on. They might even roll with a stand-in at this point. I've seen the teams in this situation before just rush, and I prefer what they're doing, although it's going to be boring as hell for us because they shouldn't really be walking away with the round. They're just delaying as long as they can. So to look through the Reapers lineup, you've got Sir. I want to take a look at Netum real quick because I'm pretty sure I know him, but I can't seem to remember from where. Okay, so he used to be on the old Furia lineup, but this is back in 2018. It's more likely I know him from Revolt in 2018 and back. I think I've just spotted him perhaps in a couple of the Rank G games or something like that. I'm not too sure. So you've got Sir up the top there. Brut, who's also on the server. Maxell is there down the bottom. So the player missing is Lucchese. His first appearance is on the Reapers lineup. So, and there he is. He's back. He's rolling. So now we can start to play a little bit more serious Counter-Strike, which is nice. Because I'm not too worried about these rounds. You know, obviously, you're just talking about a complete stomp. We know how important the opening duels generally are. And it's only taken him 25 minutes to launch his PC and get on to the server. So, you know, it's not bad. He might be playing on a Raspberry Pi, but hopefully he'll be able to do it. K-Star, so the match was 20 minutes late starting. So there was already, they've used up all their pauses, they've used up all the tactical pauses, and Sharks were really nice. I think Sharks even used some of their tactical pauses as well to delay because Reapers were saying, oh, just a couple more minutes, 1 minute and we're good and whatever. And so eventually they had to just roll with it because, you know, you run out of pauses. So props to Sharks for being good sportsmen. You got to give them that. I mean, at that point, 20 minutes late past starting time, they could very easily have just said, nope, We win. GG. Or at least won a map off the back of it. But they didn't force it. They said they were happy to wait, which I do respect from them. Coming in as favorites, they're not risking too much, but it's nice to see that level of conduct. And like I said, guys, there is a 1 minute delay on the stream from when it gets from me to you. There's a delay on the GoTV as well. Don't worry about that. So I'm seeing it 2 minutes later or so, and then there's a delay from me to you. So that's why I'm a little bit late responding to your questions there, K-Star, and others later on. I'm not just ignoring you. So this has been a pretty good round from RP, managing to find themselves the bomb plant. There's a second kill. Excuse me. So into a 3v5. Obviously, Sharks are saving. They've been saving since they lost the B bomb side. And I suppose a level that we wouldn't normally talk about. This is a really important round for Reapers because they've just got their full 5-man back. And it's nice to build up a little bit of confidence because you're probably going to have... there's no secret that the 4 players that had to play those 2 rounds are going to be a little bit ticked off, right? Like, you imagine they found some openings in the pistol round as well. They had plenty of opportunities. If they had one more man, I mean, I don't think, based on the way they played it, it wouldn't have made a difference. But maybe they would have played it differently with an extra person floating about. So there could be a little bit of resentment, kind of, why couldn't you just be home on time, God damn it? We don't know the reason that Lucchese was late, so let's not project. Real life happens. If they were, you know, if this was Sharks that had a player late, I'd be much more critical of them because I'm fairly certain they're a salary team. They're at least a very prominent team in most of the NA stuff that I do. NA or SA. I've seen quite a lot of them throughout the Chicago quals and these quals here for the minor. And going further back. And so the thing is, you know, obviously you expect those players to be on time. These guys, Reapers, from what I understand, are a little bit more casual. They've certainly not got as much under their belt. But anyways, let's dispense with all that. We've missed a little bit of action as a couple of kills came in for Sharks. They've already got a 3-man advantage in play with Brut and Lucchese on 2 scopes to try and pull this back. And it's not looking likely. An important round for Sharks as they were about to lose any grasp over their economy. So it's nice to have it back on the board. With Brut being last alive, this should be a pretty easy one. He's got an AWP, and he's trapped over towards short as well. Let's take a look at it from his perspective, as he's going to try to pull this off. Scope in hand, spots out one, as he... oh, no, misses the shot, eventually connects it. He's gained himself enough time to get over and get a bomb plant down, which is nice. Still a 1v4. Sharks can group up and make sure they trade. You're up against an op, so he hasn't got the potential to stop a team rushing him. And the rush doesn't even matter, because Leo Drunky picks up the opening, or the final kill, rather. I think he found the opening as well. So we're now going to be 3-1 in favor of Sharks. I'm very good, K-Star. How are you, buddy? Feeling pretty Gucci. I did actually forget to refill my water, so I've only got a very minute amount, but we'll fix that between maps. I think we can survive. So this series in general is set to be a pretty one-sided one, just with how dominant Sharks look to be. I mean, even let me go back into their past games. They had a really strong one, I remember, in the Loot Bet Hotshots. They took AGO recently to a very close loss, but it was 16-11. Took a map against Windstrike, 2-0'd Vega Squadron. Up against the EU teams, they haven't been doing too great. That was the one there, UCC Summer Smash, where 4s lost 2-0 to the Sharks. That was the one that really surprised me, but 4s have been looking pretty weak recently. So you can give a little bit of leeway there. Sharks losing out on... I thought that was going to be a pretty even situation, so not a huge deal, but it actually ended up turning into a 2v3 with Leo Drunky trying to pull it off the short hold. He's taken down Nedham. Has to worry about long as well, though, at this point. Enough time has passed that a player could be coming from there, so he's not got as much freedom to peek towards short as he would like. Here's the players close to the site, though, peeking on up. Doesn't know there's an op there, as the shot's going to be missed. Nade goes through. Gotta watch out, though. Pushing up close. Maxell's taking him down. And now they can focus on short. They can... oh, that flashbang was perfect. Max stopped until the smoke goes down. Now he's got to push on through it. He has an angle around it that maybe Maxell doesn't know about. So he could be in danger if he swings out wider. But the fact that Sir's got it held down, it doesn't means that he doesn't really need to peek. Max going to be walking through the smoke. Catches Sir off guard. Headshot possible onto Max. Head goes up, but Max is the one to come out on top as he finds a second kill in the round and a 3-2 scoreline for Team Reapers. One round now between them, and a pretty good recovery from Reapers, I gotta say, at this point. It's not like they're winning out easy rounds. They're up against full buys in both rounds that they've won. They started out with a 5v4 disadvantage, so, I mean, there's definitely potential for them to do some damage here. I don't know what's going on with Auto Director here. He's chilling. Let's switch ourselves. CF's coming up on a flank to try and catch and net him out, and indeed manages it. Lifts an M4 and bails out of there. He had spotted the bomb before, so he knows there should be a player towards the T-spawn, but he wants to get freaky. Pushing on through the smoke, but Brut's going to be taking him down, leaving it into a 2v3, and a little bit of overconfidence there from Sharks, perhaps. They've now lost the B bomb site and retaking it with a one-man disadvantage. It's never easy. Brut crossing over is checking towards CT with the AWP. Thanks a lot, Auto Director. Didn't want to talk about that at all. He doesn't catch an angle on JNT because he's hidden up behind the box. And as you see, Exit just not even playing for exits. He's in fact saving towards long. And JNT, it's not necessarily that he wants to stick around and find a kill, but he's forced into that position. As up close, he was playing with Exit to try and find an exit. But eventually, you just got to focus your attention towards saving that weapon, tucking it in the corner. If you hear some steps, you can swing on them, try to take them down. Now 3-3. This is where Team Reapers are really starting to impress me. Now, I do want to say, when they move to the CT side, that's when I feel like Reapers are going to have the biggest problem. Sharks are definitely looking to be better on their terrorist side in this matchup just because it allows them to play so much more grouped up and as a team, whereas the Reapers will be isolated. And as the underdogs, isolation generally is the way that they fall apart. Because it's apparent already. There's no huge disadvantage in terms of individual skill coming through from Reapers. The crossover towards A secured. I think the T's now should have almost a free round. Sharks should want to save over both of these Augs for the buy round coming up. They've also managed to pick up an AK-47. So in this situation, 4v3, I think they can go for it. I changed my mind. As soon as they find that kill, that changes things from, yeah, we should probably save here, to we have a pretty good chance of actually finding this. As they push towards the bomb site, Brut's holding it down on the op, and he's going to find himself one. The refrag's not possible as Brut tucks away just in time to save his life. Drops the smoke as well. Ooh, he's lit up really heavily exiting that smoke. And as Nedim goes down, so too does Brut through the smoke. Max is all that's left. 1v3, has to try to stop them from defusing, gets one, the second as well, and with 7 HP, he's not going to peek again. Oh, he is. He needs to just tuck down, or CF dies, but doesn't have time to go back and get the defuse. Enough time was delayed by the Reapers players, and it's now 4-3, a really well played end of the round there from Max, and bringing him on up to 4 kills, and a 4th round for his team. I feel like at this point, Reapers, again, I still do doubt how their counter-terrorist side is going to go for them. If we're going to see the same level of confidence and ability there. But definitely for now, they're going to start to make Sharks a little bit scared. I really don't know what's going on here. Auto Director's just having a panic attack. Oh, never mind. Does a decent job there catching Luke Casey, taking a 2K as Exit goes down through the smoke. A little bit of an awkward engagement from Nak. Gets lit through the door, so he's not in too much danger as it's eventually into a 2 versus 2. One defender holding down on A. AWP in hand. Leo picks up one. White swings down onto Luke Casey and takes him out. That was a brave move. And one that could have ended quite poorly for them. But Sharks, again, playing this one with confidence. They've managed to walk away with another round on the board and at least secure themselves a bye for this round. As weak as some players may be with Exit on a UMP, you can still see JNT and Leo Dranke feeling pretty good. Actually, RCF takes the AWP, which is more in line with how we've seen Sharks play in the past. And Reapers on the pistols, they're going for the typical rush B. But the Molotov does slow them down, stops them from getting any further aggression, and eventually going to focus their attention towards middle. You can already see there's 2 players holding down here on the mid angle. You've got one on B as well. It's RCF. Holding the tunnels, making sure that they can't be pushed out and lose the B bomb site for nothing. We'll check this from JNT's perspective without X-Ray. So he's trying to clear a little bit towards top mid. Smoke goes down. He knows they're up close now. Finds himself one. X-Ray off again. Let's see what he does. Nothing. It's going to be Nak picking them all up. 2 on the board. JNT actually does find another in the midst of all that chaos. And it's down to just Sir to pick it up. The ops both peek him at the same time. Fire off simultaneously and shred him to pieces. Lying down as a form of Swiss cheese. Reapers now have a 1-round disadvantage to play with. And really, for them to have a chance, they need to be walking away with like 10 rounds in this half. Maybe even more. Obviously not possible at this point. Which is why the pistol was like so important for them. And it's a real shame that they had to give it up as they were in that 5v4. Also, Galetta, if you got a smart TV, you can Chromecast it, right? There's a built-in feature on your phone to Chromecast Twitch to your TV. But I've experienced some quality issues when I do that with Twitch streams from time to time, so I don't know if that's any use to you. Bago, Reapers is such a promising team here in Brazil. I can definitely see why. Although, again, I really don't feel like this scoreline has put them in a decent position to win. Look at even the damage that they've done coming into this round. They've got 2 Deagles and an AUG now, and a man advantage to work with. Without armor on most players, it's still pretty unlikely that they win this round. Although, well, maybe pretty unlikely is the wrong way to phrase it. Leaning towards a 50-50. A little bit of information on where Exit's playing down towards CT, and they feel confident pushing towards the A-bomb site now. They'll get up short for free as we had JNT have currently sitting down on long securing that, but the bomb will be planted for short, and a difficult retake for Sharks is ahead. Exit now over to the UMP. You've got an AUG on Nak and an AWP on JNT. He can push through long, but it's going to be difficult for him to find any angles that don't risk him being taken down. And even in spite of all that's already in RP's favor, you've got the flank coming through from Nedham. Catches Nak out in the open. Spins him around as he's focusing over towards Nedham. He's caught in the back. Peeked from the bomb side and eliminated. The round goes the way of Reapers. They do lose quite a lot in the process, but this was an eco, so they're going to feel pretty confident with what they've gotten off. And a 5th round on the board. Economy secured to get a really nice buy in this one. Sharks not in the worst spot, as JNT and Nak can both drop over a weapon, but it still could, well, Nak could drop a weaker weapon. It still could be a lot better for them. They will see lots of weaker weapons coming into this round. So, I mean, I would agree definitely that Reapers are showing some potential. I think it's fair to say, individually, you know, Brut's been performing pretty well on the T-side AWP up against Sharks. You got to take into consideration who they're really playing right now. Maxell and Lucchese have had their rounds. Maxell on the round on A long where he was sitting in the pit and he basically won the round for them. I think he's just spotted Drunky walking through as well, even despite the nade smoke going down. Spamming in a little bit late, not able to catch him off, unfortunately. He probably didn't have that information until the smoke went down. Coming into this round, I mean, Reapers are certainly running that clock down. Sharks seem to be getting a little bit itchy. Drunky's been walking across that angle a couple of times, trying to spot out some players. With the smoke down, he's safe to maneuver inwards, actually. He's going to start pushing forward. Here's them moving towards the top of middle. They're not even checking towards him anymore. He can get this flank in if his timing is right, but he's not going for the push just yet. And with the flashbangs going over towards being a player out, they could sell the fake here, but it's very quickly going to be realized that this is a push towards the A-bomb site as JNT goes down. Now Drunky, after a failed engagement, is on 19 HP to hold down long, and with very little time, Reapers have just about gotten that bomb plant, selling a B fake convincingly enough to find themselves 8 players in the open, or completely leaving the site coming for flanks. Maxell's going to pick up one onto exit, and he's looking for even more close, knowing that RCF was there. Gets let down to 12 HP, so I would like to see him back off at this point, but he can only go towards B, really. As Lucchese finds another, it makes it very unlikely that we're going to see Maxell die. As the final player alive, Drunky kicks a football and looks towards the tunnels. Let's see if he can make a couple of these players kick the bucket. Not looking too likely, as Reapers saving passively now in the tunnels. They don't want to lose any more weapons. Just take a look at their economy and you can see exactly why. The 2 weapons they've already lost is going to hurt them a fair bit. And taking into consideration the buy that they're up against in this round, you have that 1 AUG saved over, but outside of that, it's pretty much just going to be a few pistols without armor. At least, you would hope so. To be honest, if I'm Sharks here, I take RCF and Knack on armor, and Leo Drunky drops over a P250. So does Exit. You get a much higher chance of winning the round than just the 2 P250s currently in play. Maybe just the one, actually. 1 P250 drop by Drunky, or CF buys armor. Then you've got yourselves an AWP for the next round anyways. On the cross, the USP doing a little bit of damage as Exit takes down both Nedham and Lucchese to 50 HP. That's a really decent return for what he's got. The AUG's going to be dropped though, although it's picked up by JNT. He has no armor, so he's not going to be able to be resilient against quite as much damage as Leo could have been. They don't really want to go for this with the AUG again. It would really help to have this weapon saved over to the next round. Opening for Nedham makes it even less likely that they commit after retrieving the AUG. Knack should be bailing out. He still wants to go for the fight though, finds 1 kill, but it's very unlikely they win this. They're in a 2v4, time limited, no kit anymore. Is up on the on short though. What is Knack doing? He just keeps going. 3 kills on the board. 1 drops down, but coming up behind, Sir eventually finds that kill. And again, look, decent damage done. Bomb plant round win. Reapers aren't going to be struggling too much, but they do have to drop over a weapon towards Nedham, and maybe that will start to cost them a little bit. That's the hope for Sharks. I said I wanted to see Reapers walk away with 10 rounds before I'd say they had a decent chance of taking this. And I actually, now that's looking kind of very possible. Sharks have got a full buy. If they lose this full buy, was there a weapon left in spawn? No, okay. If they lose here in this full buy, they're left over to another eco. Then Reapers have got at least 9 on the board and fight for one last buy round. I'm liking their chances, and definitely a team that you can call promising. As Sir picks up a further 2 on long, closing in the distance towards the A-bomb site. At least that's what they're faking out, throwing flashes over. They're hoping to catch a flanker, pushing towards top middle. The Sharks have been going from this on occasion, but you have to remember, when they've gotten aggressive in that kind of situation, it's been because they've had SMGs in play. Smoke down towards short, just to try and sell a little bit of fake information that they're going to push towards an A split instead of just a long take. it makes it a little bit more worrying for anybody that would potentially be holding on the bomb site. Reapers would have the chance to catch them looking one way. And it also means that if they're peeking towards long, they're most likely fully exposed to the angle, as they can't afford to reveal themselves to short if they're not peeking it, now that there's no information in play for the CT side. As even if they were spotting short with the smoke and the flashbang, it looks very much like there's going to be a player there. Brut finds a kill on the cross, allowing the bomb plant to go down safely. Molotov's through towards short. Plant will be for long, which means that if we see RCF make it here in time, they could be in a lot of danger planting that bomb. The problem is Brut's watching it with the ult, but he misses the shot. That could be a big kick in the gonads to Team Reapers. They're now left holding the bomb site. Plant is open for both short and long, but it's a 2v2 retake, and flashbang going over. Sir dies before the flash pops. Now it's all on Max, and they know he was up close after where the flashbang came from, but he still comes out on top. A double to finish off the round, and again the A bomb site is held down by Reapers, by Max in the post plants. 8-5, and a really pivotal round for the terrorists, because now you look at Sharks, they've not got lots to work with. It's going to be pistols, it's going to be armor, which leaves Reapers as heavy favorites to walk away with this in at least a 9-6 half. The Brut's the one to open it here, AVP in hand. And again, they're going to focus towards long, but not fully commit just yet. Looking for skirmishes towards the bomb site. Nade goes down lower. Wow, that's actually a lot of damage onto JNT. He's close on the wall. I thought he was playing over in the corner. And that's hurt him a lot, down to 50. Spotted in the open, sees one on Kara, but Nak can't really help at this point. Eventually finds one, a second on the board as well. Nak on just a CZ, but he's got an ace to pull off. And just one hit by any weapon, he's taken down by the AWP. Insult to injury as the CZ is saved over. And now 9-5. This is where Sharks look to find at least a 6th round on the board and put themselves in an okay position to walk away with a victory. It is quite difficult, though. If Reapers find this 10th round, although I came in and said Sharks should be stomping them, this is definitely not what I expected, especially if you take into consideration the fact that Reapers came into this starting it out with 2 rounds, 4 versus 5. As one of their players, Luke Casey, was having technical issues. And they ran out of timeouts, as did Sharks. And again, I just want to give compliments to Sharks for using up their timeouts, for allowing Reapers to wait for their player to return. They waited 20 minutes, which is very admirable. Eventually, they do connect the 6th round, though, and that leaves over a pretty decent possibility for them to walk away with this. 15 kills on the board for Nak as we finish things off, and he's been putting his all into the last couple of rounds. We're jumping into the next half in just a couple of seconds, and the pistol round could be pivotal. This is the first one where Reapers have had their full 5. So starting it out for Reapers, you're going to see 1 kit being purchased up on Max with 2 flashbangs to play with. Nenem playing on Kara is going to probably get first contact. As 4 players, now 5 group up towards long. They're going to be peeking out. This is very difficult for Nenem because they're slow walking up, and as he eventually spots them out, he's going to fall. Pays heavily for the information that they're coming towards A. They're spotted on the cross. There's a little bit of a gap in that smoke. Using 1 smoke on the cross there on A is always going to leave you a little bit exposed. Flank coming around from Luke Casey there, as we see, and the bomb will go down on the bomb site. Leo does fall, though, and Brut, who's playing over towards Gandalf, actually catches all the site players off guard, giving a man advantage over to Team Reapers. But the flank now coming through from Luke Casey. He's been spotted, unfortunately. Brut is having a hell of a round. 4 kills on the board after another double headshot. and just sticking the defuse to try and get that MVP medal. J&T can't do anything about this. It's not planted for him. He's completely screwed. They know he was there as well from Max spotting him out earlier on, and there it is. The defuse comes through. Brut. We said he was having a pretty good game over on the AWP. Well, he's definitely doing it on the USPs as well. Now 10-6, and a very good start for Reapers, as I don't know if Sharks are even going to force buy. They're the favorites, and sometimes you see favorites come in thinking they're the stronger team and wanting to go for early investments. That's what comes through here as they go for a hero AK. Everybody else saves over their money, though, so they'll still have 3 AK-47s to work with in the next round. Probably a scout and a pistol to work alongside it. Or even like head armor and an AK on Leo if they lose this. That's if they lose this. Grouping up towards short and moving on to the A-bomb site. They have a chance. Brut, after finding so many kills on a defuse, he's feeling good. AVP in hand already. Round number 2. God B once remarked that this economy system is pretty much the race to the op. And Reapers have certainly already finished that race. They're looking pretty good. Economically, hardware-wise, coming into this round, and certainly with opening picks as Brett finds one. Still there to find a little bit more. Not able to connect them, but they're all focused on Brett, leaving Lucchese to swing out and clean them up. Pistols taken down and the AK retrieved. 11-6. Team Reapers. There was a little bit of talk about them not performing too well on the CT side. Well, this is where they get to prove it. A full buy comes through from Sharks. Leo's able to pick up head armor and an AK. So you're not looking too good, or too bad, on him. Things are certainly brightening. As you can see, Sharks have got some amount of utility to work with. 4 smokes in play, a couple of flashbangs and a molly. So a lot of freedom to take this where they like. They really seem to like A. As again, focusing towards long early on this time instead of short. Flash goes through, peeking on the corner. Sur's going to be dropped straight away. Sharks now man advantage to play with. They've got to be careful. Brut is holding down on that AWP, and you've seen what happens when he gets the chance to frag. We projected that Sharks would do a lot better over on their terrorist side. There's actually a gap in that smoke, I think, that Brut can peek. A small gap where the feet were. So we projected that Sharks would have a better time on the terrorist side, and that's where they'd stomp out Reapers. So far, it hasn't been true, but on the full buy, things should change. Brut, though, having a hell of a game. 16 kills on the board. I think he's overtaken Knack at this point, has he? He has indeed. He's going to be Molotov'd out. Able to play behind it, though. Spamming. They know exactly where he has to be to avoid that molly. And so easily connect the wallbang shots, leaving it into a 3 versus 5. Leo takes down Max. Nedham starting to rotate to the bomb site. He's hiding down, but as soon as he shows his pretty little head, it's taken off, leaving Lucchese to save over. He's not feeling great about going for a 1v5. By the way, if I'm pronouncing any names wrong, please do let me know. I'm pretty sure I've got Sharks down because I've done them a fair bit before, but for Team RP, I'm more worried about Nedham, Maxell, and most importantly, Lucchese. Right? It's Lucchese in my head. Let me know if it's not Lucchese, as I don't want to be calling them the wrong names. I'm but a humble Irishman, so it is difficult at times to be pulling out the Brazilian or the Portuguese names, I suppose? Question mark? I'm an ignorant Irishman, put it that way. On the corner, Nedham's getting aggressive with the MP9. Oh, so much damage, and RCF goes down. Lucchese in there with one, and Brut returns an SMG frag as well. Alright guys, welcome to round number 19. Reapers are coming into it with barely anything. They've got a couple of SMGs and a scout, but yet they're still able to walk away with a 3-man advantage off the back of a failed long rush, and it seems like Sharks focusing towards A on a consistent basis have been figured out at this point. Nedum not able to win the long range engagement as Exit just about turned around in time. Pulls back another kill despite being 22 HP. That was an AUG he took down on Sir, so not even a shot connected. And leaving into a 2 versus 3, this is not an entirely unwinnable situation for Sharks at this point. They have bomb control. No utility really, 1 smoke and 2 mollies. We're looking at you guys are telling me in chat. Hold on. I have no idea. Luke Kun is going to be taken down. 2 versus 1. And the trade there is decent for the CTs, but because it's J&T left alive on full HP, it's a little bit of a scary one. Smoke down, Molotov towards short. Now he can just focus his attention on long, where Brut's getting aggressive with low HP and through the Molotov. Maxell makes a hero play. I thought he was safe to just look at long as well. I feel bad for J&T. Made the objectively correct decision, but Maxell is just a madman. And that's how you do it. You catch them off guard. What a round this has been from Reapers. Vamos, Reapers. Because now it looks very likely that they could win out their map pick and at least bring this to 3 maps, maybe even take Sharks out. The next map up is Mirage, and that's not going to change the playstyle a whole lot from what we've seen here. And Reapers certainly have had structure in terms of, you know, minute executes. I mean, everybody does on... That smoke took a long time to bloom. What the hell was that? He threw it at the start of the round. It bounced forever. Unluckiest bounced alive, but luckily no kills to be found on the back of a botched smoke, or at least a late one. Late bloomer. The Sharks at this point got a little bit of bottom mid control. You can see they're mixing it up now. They kind of feel like they're figured out on their A takes. And it certainly seemed to be the case. So taking bottom mid, leaving the bomb outside alone. Scares me a little bit, but we've seen the rotate down before. A little bit late. Yeah, next going to be coming through T-spawn to regroup with his teammates. They're going to focus towards short again. Really, like we said, liking that A site. The Reapers have left themselves only 2 players to defend. One up close who's Brut. As the mollies go over, OrCF drops down. He's not going to expect Brut to be behind him at this point, though. Oh, Brut doesn't expect him to be there. He's not heard him. He's not seen him. OrCF's got the angle. As that smoke dissipates, OrC should be finding that. He's cutting off rotations. They're pushing towards the B bomb site. I'm more worried about Brut, though. A little bit of combat on B. Push from Maxell through the tunnels is not going to work out at all. OrCF, here's Brut coming. Oh! What are you doing? He turns around at the wrong moment. Ripped apart. OrCF is down. Retake now looking possible for Team Reapers as they keep going with kills. Brut on 3. It's all down to Leo Drunky. He's got to pull this off. Both players are low. It's not an unwinnable situation. Reapers have no blinding utility, no flashbangs to throw through, so they've got to push this together. And Drunky now hiding, time on his side. It's a scary round, but they haven't spotted him out. He's able to take them on the spray down. Good positioning, good timing, and eventually, good spray. 12 to 8. Whew. Sharks made me sweat there, though. That was a bit of a scary one. I mean, OrCF had the angle for so long. He hears him running towards him, and then he's just... Oh, is that short? Maybe he put his headphones on backwards. There was a player coming through mid as well. I'll give you that. But as soon as you turn there as well, you give it away. Like, your AK is turning out in the open. He's going to see your barrel. Good night and sweet dreams. That's all you can say to that. Now they suspect there's going to be heavier presence towards A early on. They're certainly right. Brave to move towards B from Sharks versus Pistols. This is generally where you will see something along the lines of a B stack. Lucchese caught in the open. He's, okay, actually finding one before he goes down, which is more than I think in any reasonable universe he should have found. He sprayed 7 bullets at them before eventually dying. So So with 1-for-1 trades, Reapers aren't really feeling too great about going for this. But the thing is, well, they've got armor on every player, so saving it over is possibly a good decision. Maxell definitely wants to carry this M4 forward. I think the most important thing is going to be to play exits. They're not playing exits towards middle, only in tunnels. And so as Sharks leave, they're going to be playing a heavy gamble. They have to decide where they want to leave towards, and with the movement from Drunky, it looks like tunnels is the position of choice. Actually, they're going to save towards the car. I've legitimately never seen this before. They're all alive. Pretty high on HP as well. Fair enough. 25 HP. I legitimately haven't seen that save position. I don't think a team's ever been forced into that kind of situation before, because generally if you're up against the pistols or whatever, they just go for it. A wise move from Sharks to not aggress further and try to exit towards tunnels or mid. And indeed from Reapers to play the exits. They forced Sharks into a pretty awkward situation. But again, because none of them had taken damage. Talking about taking damage? I suppose it is rare enough that you see a team take the B bomb site with 4 players on full HP. There's usually at least one guy low. And then you want to exit with them to make sure they don't get the rifle. So 5v4 early on with Maxell going down. The M4 not able to get the work done. And not retrievable either, which is a big negative. These Reapers have very aggressive long control. It's a Zeus sitting down on Luke Gazy. Brook goes down up close, not finding a kill. It should be a pretty easy sweep of a round from the T side. I'm just taking a look at the position there. Could catch them off guard if Sir gets aggressive at this point. Exit's just starting to look away. Sir edging forward. Exit's still watching it though. The timing works out for Exit at least, as he plays it super patient. And Luke Casey's been sat here. I think he's going to get a sandwich. He's got a Zeus in hand. He's waiting. The patience on this man is actually unbelievable. That's a solid 2 minutes. Or very close to it. The minute 30 seconds that he's been sat there with the Zeus out. Finds a kill, but looks down right away. Trying to avoid anybody from mid-peeking him, I guess. But there's a second player with him on short, so nothing to happen with it. No AK retrieved, no further kills. And so Sharks, again, maintain a decent amount of control over their economy. They can survive losing 1 round and still get a buyout. Although RCF wouldn't be able to get the AK and armor, of course, that could drop them. Actually, never mind. Yeah, indeed. 4K 2.1, never mind, yeah. So everybody can get AK and armor. I don't know why Mats was evading me. I thought he was 2,700. Maxell's picking up a double. This is a pretty weird round, you can say. I don't know what's happened there, but Maxell's found 2 kills with an MP9. Up close on B. Sharks tried to push out. They get punished heavily for it. It's all down to Drunky. Finds 2 kills, swinging out towards middle. AUG holding the angle, so Nedham comes out on top. And Reapers walk away with the 13th. Again, it's a bit of a hectic play coming through from Sharks to just straight rush towards B. Perhaps suspecting a heavier stack on the A bomb site, but it's not the case. And once more, they're going to lose a round that, I mean, was... We've seen 2 of those so far, right? Just straight rushing out on long, straight rushing out on B. I feel like they're a team at this point with so much of an advantage over Reapers in general, even in terms of just international experience, that they don't have to resort to those kind of strategies. And those are the ones that give Reapers definitely a better opportunity to close out rounds. It has hurt them here. As Nedham finds another opening, they're going to keep peeking him, and he keeps on fragging. 2 kills on the board. Exit on 2 HP. He'll be dealt with very quickly, and it's all onto Knack. 1v4 coming out on B. Bomb down in the open of middle. Knack finds 1, loses so much HP in the process, though, that Maxell finds it easy peasy to take him down. 14-10. Reapers are on the home stretch here, looking for the victory on their map pick. And hell, it is definitely possible. I would not count them out as a timeout comes through from the T side. Sharks calling it here. They've only got... They've got very little money. I said they could afford one buy, but this second one is certainly going to cost them a whole lot. In this situation, I think JNT can take an AK. Maybe drop it to someone else that's going to have a better position in terms of armor. Because you can only take body armor alongside it. You really want to have the head armor. Oh, it doesn't even drop the AK. Okay. AK bought up by Knack. I knew it was obvious Knack was going to take an AK. I would have preferred for JNT to buy an AK himself, take a Deagle, and drop over the AK to maybe Leo. He's having a pretty good game. But instead, JNT's taking himself a Galil. I do feel like at this point, right, JNT's really struggling. He's got 9 kills on the board. He's lost a lot of engagements. This is the point where you should probably look to your teammate who's having a fantastic game and say, hey, Leo, I got you, bro. I'm going to hook you up with an AK. Play a little bit selflessly. Especially so close to the end of the map. And without it being the end in your favor. Then again on an MP9. A little bit awkward, though. He takes too long to find the first kill, so no further is going to be afforded to him. As JNT pulls off one with the Galil, it's all onto a 3 versus 4. Reapers are literally about to be granted a win. If they find this round right here, Sharks have no money for the next. You're going to see pistols come out for the most part. But things do get more difficult as RCF picks up that AWP. Not a player you want to have that scoped weapon in the hands of. He's looking down middle to try and find a pick with it, but nobody's offering up those kind of opportunities. And Sharks now with 50 seconds on the clock have to gain direction. They come towards short. Lucchese spots them. He's going to be bailing out of there. Taking the B bomb site back into his arms. Oh, and actually a little bit of a rotation. So Maxell's going to watch towards tunnels. As Lucchese's already gotten aggressive. He's coming through T-spawn. He's going to be late on the flank though. It's not really going to work out too well for him. At least it shouldn't. Unless Sir can get a lot done and stop them pushing forward. 25 seconds. Sharks have to go for this. One smoke down for the cross. Flashbangs on the back of it, hopefully to help them cross over. There it is. Sir knows they're coming now. He's ready for them. Doesn't catch the heads, though. They know he's there. They take him down. It's into a 2v4. Maxell coming through short, and Lucchese on long, taken out by JNT straight away. It's all on to Max, and he can't get it done. 14-11. Sharks survive a little bit longer. They keep on swimming. But how long? How long can they last? Two rounds left for Reapers to find a victory, and I like how they're playing this, taking themselves just a couple of pistols. You don't really want to be getting any kind of a heavy investment coming into this because, again, it's important to make sure that you get the most out of your economy. And with, well, let's say 5 rounds left before Sharks take a victory at this point, they need 5 consecutive, which is unlikely. So in overtime is probably the worst outcome Reapers should realistically hit. They're making sure that they can get the most amount of buys. So this is a chance to do some damage to the T's. The next round sees them with a full buy. If they lose that, then they get one more eco and then another full buy. And the eco would be on 14-14. Would give over 14-14 to Sharks. And then they get another full buy out. So they're sitting on 2 full buys between them and a loss. As long as they find just one round along the way, they'll at least hit an overtime, which is already far better than they were expected to do. As the opening goes down for Sharks, you're not too surprised. Nobody's going to be gasping in horror. It is very much of an expected outcome. As the Reapers now with a Deagle, P2000, a couple of USPs, Brut playing on the Zeus this time. Coming up behind. It's an easy peasy round for the T side, but Exit actually goes down. It's only a UMP retrieve, but still reinvesting into the utility, into the armor, it's going to cost them somewhat. Shouldn't be too much of a big deal, though. Really, you need to see Reapers come through with kind of 3 kills before you can really accredit any heavy economy damage towards them. So, 14 to 12. Reapers have got themselves a double op setup to start it off. Maxell and Brut. We've already seen a lot from Brut throughout this game, but I do feel like he slowed down a little bit coming into this half. There was a point in the first couple of rounds where he was on 16. Now sitting on 20. Definitely has been pushed back by Sharks. And that ease down in performance has been picked up by Lucchese, who we've definitely seen on a lot of high impact rounds. Those double ops will be challenged by JNT. He's on his own, although the legs are blocking, and oh, he spots a head up close. You do want to see him holding a bit of a wider angle there just to cover his teammate out. Brut's able to peek down towards short. Nobody's there for a trade. He bails out for free with an opening kill for the CT side and a man advantage now to work with. Playing from the car, he will be a pesky player to eliminate, considering there's no long control coming into play for the T side. If they push towards A at this point, they're very much funneled in. Nade goes through. No damage really done by it. Smoke from Brut. He knows that'll bait them into peeking wider, but still not able to hit the shot. With that, knowing the op is now posted towards the back of the bomb site, you want to see them rotate over. There's only 1 player on B, but there are 2 in middle, so a split will be almost impossible to obtain. Lucchese's holding up close, and they don't expect him. He takes 2 down. He's running through with his knife. That's a little bit too disrespectful. He's not finding it, but Sir coming up behind finds the headshots on the MP9. Picks up the AK, and indeed a very good choice because he didn't want a triple op setup. Lucchese definitely going in for the disrespectful plays. I enjoy it. But 15 to 12, they may have already done their disrespect. It looks like they have completely torn apart Sharks from their pedestal. They were sitting up there looking like gods, looking untouchable. The odds coming into this were hugely in favor of Sharks. I would have estimated it certainly to be about what it was, like 1.10 versus 6 or 7, depending on the site. But now things are changing for sure. And although Sharks are still favorites to take the series with their map pick coming up next, it's looking like it could be over right here and right now for them on Dust 2. As they lose the opening pick, JNT goes down. RCF bravely jumps over into the pit, picks up the op, and now posts on the angle. They'll rotate back towards the top of middle now that they've guaranteed themselves some long control and some very difficult to contest long control as well, with RCF holding down in the pit. They will eventually maneuver their way towards top middle on the backs of smokes and flashbangs going through and attempt to challenge these short players. There are 2 of them there though, and as Sir picks up 1 and a second, he's not able for the 3rd. Exit takes him down, closes in towards the bomb site, but Brut's there once more, AVP in hand. And with only 1 player left alive and the bomb dropped on short, it's not looking good. RCF is the final hope with 40 seconds left. Takes down Lucchese. Okay. It's a nice opening to start with. As he pushes down short, does he expect Maxell to be locked up close in this angle with an AWP in hand? That's the question that I most likely expect the answer to be no to. He's looking towards short. It's all on Max. He misses the shot. He does damage, but with 20 seconds left, there's still a chance. He knows at this point Brut's going to be towards the bomb site. He knows that Max is in tunnels. He makes it a very risky call, but definitely the right one. Going towards the B bomb site. Molotov towards the tunnel. He can safely get the bomb plant now. Maxell is pushing through it. Loses quite a lot of HP. Nade goes over. He's very low, and finding the kill with the Deagle. Closes it out. Team Reapers have found map number 1. In what seemed to be an impossible situation, starting it out 4v5, losing the first 2 rounds, they eventually pull it all the way back. And what a game this has been. An absolutely stellar performance from Brut and Lucchese coming through. But everybody on Reaper stepped it up, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do over on the next map. Map number 2 will be Mirage. It's coming up in just a few minutes, but until then, we got to throw things to a quick break. Get yourself some tea, get yourself some water, and be back here in 5 to 10 minutes for map number 2.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.